Hello, everyone. It's Charlton, and I was just looking at the story about this Amber Alert issued for um, Jayme Closs is her name, in Barron, Wisconsin. I was just checking out Greg Hughes's channel to see if he was, and he is. I don't know if he got to it yet or not. He's live streaming right now, and he does a lot of topics for a number of hours. I'm not sure if he touched on it yet, but and there seems to be some updated information. Initially, there was very little to go on. You know, even the Amber Alert. It says an Amber Alert is issued for a missing teenage girl after her parents were found dead inside their Barron home. And there's some more information here, but it's still not clear to me whether there actually is an Amber Alert or not. The sheriff in um, one of these articles, sorry, it's this one here, and I'm not going to play it just because for time reasons I want to just do it quickly. This video, he said he tried, but because there's no suspect and there's no vehicle, that the Amber Alert couldn't be issued. But in several articles, it's not just the one I just showed, the most updated one. They say, that it was issued. In fact, even on, I think this, it says an Amber Alert. An Amber Alert was issued Monday for Jayme, although it did not include information about a suspect or vehicle. And he clearly explains that that's required to issue an Amber Alert. So, I mean, I guess if people were in Wisconsin, if they saw it on their phone, they would know or not. But in any event, so a Monday early morning hours, um, they received a 911 call of and quickly responded to the residence where they found two individuals dead and by gunshot wounds. They wouldn't. He was very unclear as to how they were killed or how they died. Because of the investigation. And initially, the very first question I had to myself was who placed the call. You know, so, and that's what's in this info. That's what's in this article here, and it came from a cell phone within the home. You know, which is pretty crazy. So it says Sheriff Fitzgerald says a 911 call came in around 1 a.m. The call came from a cell phone inside the residence, but it's not known who made the call. Quote, we could hear yelling in the background on this 911 call, not much information. He says the call lasted less than a minute, and the only word that can be heard is help. Deputies arrive at the address a short time after the call ended to find no one around. On the outside, Sheriff Fitzgerald says as deputies approached the house, they saw the front door was open and there was a deceased male in the front doorway. Officers later found a deceased female while searching the rest of the home. And actually, in this article, they've identified the two persons that were killed. It's Jayme Closs, 56 years old, and Denise Closs, 46 years old, and that's the parents of Jayme Closs. And they actually have Facebook pages. I'm not going to go through those because of for obvious reasons, but and there's not much on them. There's a few pictures of Jayme Closs, the 13-year-old who was not in the residence. They searched around the residence in the woods and stuff like that. Were not able to find her. They used a drone, some other technology. I forget what he says, you know.
We've searched, like I said, an area around there. We've searched the school. We've met with her friends. We're working very closely with the Barron Riverview Middle School where she attends school. We have officers there today working with anybody that may have any bit of information. Well, I won't say the public, there's no immediate danger that we know. The deceased are the mother and father of Jayme. So we've searched the area around the residence to make sure she didn't just run outside and go into the woods. And we've used drones, we've used infrared. We've searched, like I said, an area.
Sorry, infrared. That's the word I was looking for. I don't even know exactly what that means, what technology that is when they're searching for somebody. But so she's still missing. He goes on to explain that, I'm repeating myself, that they've tried to issue an Amber Alert, but several articles say that there is one issued, even though he says he wasn't able to through the state because there's no vehicle and there's no suspect. Barron is a small town, according to this. It's in Barron County. Barron's 3,400 residents. You know, it's the closest place to it is maybe Minneapolis and St. Paul in Minnesota. I think this is the border here of Wisconsin. You know, Wasau and Eau Claire are two of the larger cities that are fairly distant away. And the 13-year-old girl is still missing. And he explains in this this report, they have no suspects to go on right now. I don't know if that's changed since this report was made, but that seems to be, it's pretty odd, that no suspects to go on. Gunshots. They get a 911 call. No one's on the call. They just hear screaming in the background, and just the word help. I don't know if they heard shots in it. Officials in Barron County say autopsies have been scheduled for Jayme Closs and Denise Closs. The two were found dead inside their home early Monday morning. Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald says while the death investigation continues, the main focus at this time is locating the 13-year-old Jayme Closs. Sheriff Fitzgerald says the 911 call came in around 1 a.m. The call came from a cell phone inside the residence, but it's not known who made the call. A neighbor says they tell you that they were both employed at the Genio, which I believe is a turkey processing plant. I do have that up here. Fairly certain that might even be it. I think that's the one located in Barron. And the couple lived at their home with their daughter Jayme, who is now missing and considered endangered. Officials say she is not a suspect in the death investigation at this time. We don't know what happened. This was a gunshot crime scene, said Fitzgerald. A neighbor says she and her husband heard gunshots around 12:30 a.m., very loud shots, big gun, and didn't think anything of it. There's a lot of hunting in that area. There's deer, there's bear, and that's what they go on to say. So they didn't even call 911 themselves. They thought it was just somebody, shooting at an animal. And hunting season is coming up. So she says she didn't think to call the police, assuming the shots were someone shooting at an animal. There's deer, there's bear, you name it out here. So no, it didn't really bother us to hear shots. It's just something that we hear, and with hunting season coming, she said. Investigators are now working on analyzing the 911 call to hopefully learn more, but finding Jayme remains the priority. The Department of Criminal Investigation and FBI are assisting in the case. Neighbors say the incident is alarming. Sheriff Fitzgerald says a cause of death could be released as soon as Tuesday after autopsies are complete. The Amber Alert for Jayme Closs is still active. She's 5 feet tall, 100 pounds. She's 13 years old. Has green eyes, blonde, or strawberry-colored hair. And that's her picture right there. phone number to call for Barron County Sheriff's Department, 715-537-3106. And, you know, she's still missing. No suspects. All right, well, that's the story there for now. And thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I will see you in the next video. Later, man.